right? And that's what the Lord is saying. The Lord is saying, my kingdom is beyond this. Make it to my kingdom, or you could be left in the dark. You know, there's an irony to people being afraid of the dark. You know, people grow up in so-called get past those fears, but yet, you know, if it get too dark, you know, your heart start beating fast. You know, lights go out right now. Everybody be wondering what's going on. What's going on? You know, maybe when you go to sleep, you ain't afraid of what's the dark in that room, but it's just something eerie about just walking through complete blackness. Okay, street too dark, you don't want to walk down that street. I don't know, right? That's left as a threat. God did that on purpose. He want everybody to know you could be left here. Okay, so all that emptiness that's out there, you know, is this where you want to be left? Because God's people are actually they're gonna move forward. They're gonna move on from this vacancy, this area that's just vacant of life, which is outer space, and they're gonna go to where life began. They're gonna go to the source, which is God the Father. So God's kingdom is coming on earth. Okay. So that's what the important part of this verse right here, where it states in verse 15, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, because the earth was in that darkness, and in that darkness there's nothing there, and it wouldn't be illuminated if God didn't create those stars. Everybody understand that? Everybody got that, right? Now, you know, whatever's going on, no matter what's going on Jupiter, and you know, how many hurricanes is, you know, on Saturn, ain't nobody business. You know, the Lord is just showing that those planets is not inhabitable. They're not made for man. Everybody understand that? Because the Lord understand that he made man, and man knowledge would increase, and they would, you know, send, you know, spy on outer space, see what's going on. So you want to let them know this is not for you, you know. Try to land here and see what happens. Okay, you got places that got storms bigger than the earth. Planets. They got storms raging that's actually bigger than the whole earth. So you want to fly into that? Go ahead. So that's the message that God got out there. There's no escaping where life is at. Life is on the earth. If you're not going to do right on the earth, then you're going to be punished on this earth, and you're going to go to the places of punishment that God has ordained. You ain't going to escape nowhere else. Okay, they got an International Space Station that's still out there in that darkness. Okay, they ain't getting out of there. They ain't getting rid of that darkness. That's also a threat. Then you go to the book of Matthew chapter 25. Look at what Christ said in Matthew chapter 25. Matthew chapter 25 and verse 26. Matthew chapter 25 and verse 26. Read that for me, please.
His Lord answered and said unto him,
read on.
Thou wicked and slothful servant.
Okay, so this is to everybody that God called into the truth, required them to do God's will. And they was either too slow doing it, too lazy to do it, or they just was rebellious against God's will and didn't want to do it. Everybody understand that? This is the future of those types of people. Read that one more time.
His Lord answered and said unto him,
come on.
Thou wicked and slothful servant.
This is not what you want to hear. Everybody understand that? How many of y'all want to hear this from Christ? Huh? How many of you don't want to hear this from Christ? Huh? So what has to happen in order for you not to hear this from Christ? Huh? You got to be doing observing what it is that Christ said that you're supposed to observe. And that's everything. The scripture says the whole duty of man is to fear God and to keep his commandments. That's talking about everything. Everybody understand that? You were lazy in keeping God's law, or you was rebellious against God's law. Some of you try to decide when you're going to believe in something and when you're going to accept something. Well, when the time come for being accepted, the time came when you came into the truth. What did Christ call some of the believers that was in the truth, that wasn't accepting everything? What did he call them? That's it. He said to them, thou fools, why are you of slow to heart to believe all that is written in the scriptures, that is written in the prophets? He called them a bunch of fools. And these are the people that were believers. If you're a believer, then you're supposed to believe. If you don't believe, then what are you? You're a fool, because who did you choose not to believe in? God. And what does the fool have said? There's no God. Okay, so that's why fools. Don't you know you're dealing with God? Why are you of slow to heart to believe all that is written in the prophets? So if God ain't with all that, okay? If you don't believe all, then guess what's waiting down? Wicked and slothful servant. Okay? Those words is waiting on you, okay? If you don't believe everything, then those words is waiting on you. Well, I don't really believe that Christ was dark-skinned, because I just got a problem with that. I believe he was black, but I think he was more caramel. That's for everybody that believe the truth, but just hate dark-skinned people. You know, you just can't break the trend of how you were brought up, you know. Right? I just can't accept he's being black. And maybe he was light-skinned, red bone. No, he was real dark. Very dark. Skin. So dark that it looked like he was burnt in the oven. That's actually a snap in school. You so black, look like they burnt you in the oven. Well, that's Jesus right there. Okay? And you better accept it. You got some people that don't want to deal with that. This is the truth, but I just can't accept that image. Well, you know, you're still telling your kids, don't bring a black man home. You kill me now. Kill me now. Right? How come nobody say good? You still telling your kids that? You might as well kill me now. You bring a black man home. You might as well just stab me now. Okay, we don't act like we don't know what's being said in these households. So you got to be don't be of slow to heart to believe all that is written in the scriptures. Whatever God say, you're supposed to believe it. Okay? Everybody understand that? And you ain't got time. Well, that's gonna come in time, you know. And time. Who told you had some time? You be begging the bill collector for more time, you know. Who told you had more time to believe what the time is when you got the truth? But I want to stay all focused, but the Spirit want to talk about that. Everybody understand that? Whoever don't agree with everything that's written in the scriptures, those words are waiting on you. I promise you. Guaranteed, because they're the words of God. You have to believe everything that is written in the scriptures. Everybody understand that? Okay, read on.
Verse 26.
Come on.
Thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not.
Read it one more time.
Thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not.
Now, I say this to a lot of people because people don't understand God. They think some people read about the Lord and think that God is mean. They think he's a hateful God, you know. And why I got to fear God? Why I got to always be threatened? You know, that don't look like love to me. But that's not, you don't understand the God. If you're talking like that, you don't understand the God that we serve. The God that we serve is a loving God. How are you not going to be a loving God when his name is created love? God is love.